Hi everybody, this is Tess with Tess Loves a Yarn. And you guys, this is going to be part 2 of how to read a crochet chart. And what I thought I would do this time is use a chart that you would all mostly all of you would be familiar with. And this chart is for a traditional granny square. So hopefully you guys can kind of recognize that this is a granny square. And so as always, the stitch key will be with the diagram, and it will give you the symbol and the word or the word abbreviation. And this will always be with a chart. So anytime you see a chart, look for the stitch key and you'll know exactly what those stitches mean, okay? So I thought it would be helpful doing this because, like I said, most of you are familiar with the granny square. So what we're going to do is we're going to start reading the chart from the very beginning, and this chart is telling us to chain 4, because these are chains, and then slip stitch right here to form our circle. Now if you're more comfortable doing a magic circle, you can eliminate this. You don't have to do a chain 4 to make your circle. I do a magic circle because that's what I prefer. So the chart is just telling us we need a circle, and then we're going to chain 3, which is going to count as a double crochet, and we're going to make 2 more double crochets, and we're going to put those in our circle. And we know these are double crochets because the stitch key tells us so. Alright, so then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to make 3 more double crochets into our circle. We're going to chain 2, and we're going to make 3 more double crochets into our circle. We're going to chain 2 and make 3 more double crochets into our circle, and then we're going to chain 2 and we're going to slip stitch this last chain to the 3rd chain that we made in the beginning. This one right here that counts as a double crochet, and we know that's a slip stitch because there's a dot there, and we can see on our key that that means to slip stitch. Okay, so now we've just completed this round 1 of our granny square. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3, and we're going to make 2 double crochets into this chain 2 space, and then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to make 3 more double crochets into the same chain 2 space. And what we're doing here is we are creating our corners of our granny square. Okay, so then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to make 3 double crochets into our chain 2 space, and we're going to chain 2 and make 3 more double crochets into our chain 2 space. Then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to make 3 double crochets into our chain 2 space below. Then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to make 3 more double crochets into that same chain 2 space. Then we're going to chain 1 and put 3 double crochets into this chain 2 space, and we're going to chain 2 and put 3 more double crochets into the same chain 2 space. Then we'll chain 1 and we'll slip stitch to the top of that chain 3 and close that round. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start on our 3rd round, and we're going to you guys, you can turn your work when you're doing a granny square if you want, or you can do it all on one side. So I believe they're turning their work here, but you don't have to. It's totally up to you. But so we'll start here. You're going to chain 3, and then you're going to make 2 double crochets into this chain 2 space, which is your corner, and you're creating another corner. So you're going to chain 2, and you're going to make 3 more double crochets into that very same space. Then you're going to chain 1, and then you're going to make 3 double crochets into the side chain 1 space. So it isn't until you get to your 3rd round where you're going to have a side double crochet, a group of 3 double crochets in the side. Okay, so with our round 3, we're going to be doing a group of 3 double crochets into that chain 1 space below. Okay, so then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 3 double crochets into this chain 2 space. We're going to chain 2, and we're going to do 3 more double crochets into the same chain 2 space. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 3 double crochets into this chain 1 space below, and then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to make 3 double crochets into this chain space, 2 chain space below, because we're creating our corners, remember. So then we're going to come over here, and we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to put 3 more double crochets into the same chain 2 space. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to put 3 more double crochets into this chain 1 space below. Then we'll chain 1, and we'll make 3 more double crochets into this chain 2 space. We'll chain 2 because we're making our corners, and we're going to put 3 more double crochets into this chain 2 space. Then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put 3 double crochets into this middle chain 1 space right here, and then we'll chain 1, and we'll slip stitch to the 3rd chain in that 3 chains that we did when we started row 3, and you'll slip stitch there, and that's the end of this pattern. So you guys, if a granny square is familiar to you, hopefully you are able to follow along with this pattern. I think it's much easier to understand something that you're already familiar with. So if you're already familiar with a granny square, then seeing this chart that depicts a granny square is really, really helpful. So you might have to look at the chart a couple of different times to really get a good understanding of it, but give yourself a little time to go over the chart and then follow the chart and make the granny square. Don't make it from memory because you know how. Make it by following this chart. And when you're all finished, look at your granny square and see, boy, did I follow that chart correctly? Oh yeah, that looks just like a granny square. Okay, I did it correctly. And then you can start doing other charts that are not familiar with you, that you're not familiar with, and learn how to do different stitches and different combinations from different crochet patterns. Okay, so for right now, that's going to be all. I am super tired, and so I'm so sorry I don't have much chit chat like I normally do. I think I'm just worn out. So I need to get some better sleep at night, but I'm a side sleeper and I'm just not able to sleep on my side yet. So yeah, that's kind of hard, but hopefully, let me think, hopefully one more month of sleeping on my back and I'll be able to sleep on my side again. Yay! So everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or if you have any other charts that you would like to see, leave me a comment or just leave me a comment and say hello. I love reading your comments. You guys always make me smile. Some of you make me laugh. Some of you make me laugh pretty hard, actually. So I thank you for that. And as always, be kind and be safe out there in the world, no matter where you are. Love you guys. Bye.